Good morning. Several people have been asking me how I've made my mask. So this is a rough video made in my jammies, which some of you may also be doing right now, to show you what I did to streamline making the mask. And if someone else has a better way, please tell me. The mask is going to end up looking like this, and the reason we're doing the whole process is because it's going to end up with a little pocket to put a liner in so they can replace the liner. So that's what the finished one looks like. To make the mask, you're going to need 3 pieces of fabric. I think I've got this so I can see it. You need the front of the mask 10 inches wide and 8.5 inches tall. And then you need 2 pocket liners that are 5 inches tall and 7 inches wide. Those 2 pocket pieces you're going to need to turn in on the raw edge and stitch along both sides. When you're done, you need to take your pocket pieces, I think you can see that, hopefully, and place them face down, making sure the 2 folded edges that you've just sewn are facing each other and not outside, which I've done several times. And then the next steps, I do this because it really helps ironing all the way through, and it stops you having to clip a whole bunch of stitches. I stitch from the outside edge right along that raw edge, the 7-inch, to the other side. I do the top and bottom the same way. After I've done that, again, let's position so you can see it. I've got it already pressed, but I'm going to show you my pressing stage. You have to press both pieces away from the mask front, and then you press along both edges, top and bottom. And once that's done, you're going to turn it to the other side, and now you're going to press the edge of the pocket down. And the reason I did that stitching right to the edge is it gives me something to fold down neatly, and it keeps that edge in place. Once you've done the pressing, my step is to keep this pocket in place while I'm folding it. So I stitch again, top to bottom on both sides of the pocket. Then becomes the challenge that a lot of people have been having for pressing the folds in. I'm now switching to doing 2 folds, and here's how I managed to do that. First of all, I take it, no, I don't do that. I changed what I did. I turn both sides so they face each other, and I give them a press, because these lines here are going to be the edge of the tuck. And then I open them up, and I pick up the edge and maybe about a 1/2 inch there, and another 1/2 inch there. I happen to like the method they suggested in the first video that Jane referenced, and putting wonder clips right here, if I can get them on. See, I do all these things because my fingers aren't what they used to be. So I clip down the pleats with the wonder clips, and if you haven't got the clips, just put a couple of pins there. Because my next step is to put those tucks so they won't move. You're going to stitch from the outside edge to the other side, and you can use the line that you base it with as a reference. And I also do the exact same thing on the very outside edge to help me do all the turning, which is your next step. This particular one, I had 3 tucks, so ignore that. But your goal is to get this casing, and so you're going to take your raw edge, which again has been sewn down, so it's really easy not to have the tucks go like that. Press in, and then again just to the stitching line, and you're going to press, excuse me, not press, you're going to stitch all the way so you have casings on both sides, which is this one. Casings on both sides. Your last step to make it fit the face is to do 2 little darts. So I fold it right sides together in half, and I did a tiny little dart, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 2 or 3 times across, making sure that it's locked top and bottom. And then you're done with your mask. elastic can be fished through the casings. Jane recommended maybe 11 inches. She's been very helpful because I don't have the elastic, or I'd show you. Fish it through here, tie it in a loose knot, and again, thanks to Jane, she's doing really hard work. She'll be putting the filters in. She's doing it for me. If you've got the filters, please go ahead and do that because it saves a lot of time.